Hi, and welcome to another video. This one's going to be just a tad bit different because I'm talking about burnout, which is the best thing in the face of the earth. As you know, if you've been looking at my channel recently, or any at all, honestly, I started making commentary videos in about December and then stopped for a little bit because some stuff was going on in my life. And then all I've done recently, except for I think like one, not really a video, but one I made when I was really bored, has been art content. And I don't know how much more of that I can make because I was making, it was pretty steady, the uploads of the art content and stuff, and I might still do some shorts on it. But art and painting and sketching in general and all of that has been one of my biggest coping mechanisms for whenever life does get rough. And so that's all I've been doing recently. I throw myself into schoolwork, I throw myself into work, I throw myself into art, and I kind of push everything into the back of my mind. And now everything's sort of settled in my life, and I'm coming down from all of that, and I'm realizing I don't have the energy in me to make art. I don't have the inspiration, I don't have the motivation to make anything. So art videos right now are going to be very few and far in between because of that. And it happens at least 2 or 3 times every year where I get like that, where I have a huge just spur of the moment, I will constantly make art type of mood, and then a month or two later it comes crashing down and I don't pick up a paintbrush or a pen for months on ends, and I just don't enjoy it as much as I used to because I get so burnt out and I don't have the inspiration or the motivation. So I might do some commentary videos if I want to. This really is just, a fun side project I do when I get bored, but I'm doing a lot better. This is mostly just a rant video if you haven't really picked up on it. But I have started to finally take care of myself for once in my life. I've struggled with a lot of mental health issues over the past years, honestly, and I've never really sat down and genuinely tried to make myself better. I've had things where it's like I want to be happy, so I start doing better things for myself. But now I am finally reaching out to the resources that I need. I feel like I am journaling, I'm looking into therapy, and I'm a huge advocate for therapy and stuff. I have my own icks with it because of past therapists that I went to, including one that I went to for about 2 meetings, and then she told my parents that she didn't know what I was going to therapy for, that I was okay, I was just a sensitive child, and that there was nothing wrong with me whenever I ended up doing, some self-destructive, self-harm behaviors later that year. I mean, there's my own problems with that, and I'm trying to overcome that and genuinely reach out for help, which is a struggle for a lot of people who has been in similar situations like that. Finding a good counselor is hard, y'all. Like, it is rough, and I have been to about 5 in the process of 3 or 4 years. My first counselor I ever had was really, really nice. I loved her to death. She ended up moving away though, so I can't see her anymore. She doesn't do online, but we did collages and stuff during our therapy sessions, and I remember that, and that's what I want to do when I get older because art is such a big coping mechanism for me. I want to be able to share that with others. I want to be able to find ways to express myself in ways that won't burn me out, and that's the real struggle right now, is being able to slow down, process it, and find ways that aren't overwhelming in art. Because you can look online at paintings and stuff and try to get as much inspiration as you want, but if you can't get started and you can't get going and you get overwhelmed by the thought of that, like I do, it's so hard to start and let alone finish. Because that's what it's for. It's to get your mind off. It's to express yourself. It's to show what words can't. And it's hard whenever you don't have the words, but you also don't have the colors, the color scheme, or you don't have the paint, you don't have the energy to show what you're feeling, and it's kind of rough. But I've started to journal and stuff. For anyone who's going through burnout, who uses art as a coping mechanism, I really recommend journaling. I suck at staying on top of it, because I get to where I will collect a bunch of diaries and journals and then write in them, and as soon as that part of my life is over and I go throw myself back into art or something new happens, I feel like I have to have a brand new start. I have to have a brand new diary, and part of it's just because I love the aesthetics of diaries sometimes, but I can't. And one of my best friends has a binder that she keeps with just notebook paper in there, and she just writes in it. And that's what I'm trying now, because I feel like, you know what, if I want a new start, I can just tear out all the papers and go right back to it. And I did that a long time ago, and then I lost the binder. So no idea who's reading my secrets out there from like 9th grade. But yeah, I'm learning who I am right now, and I'm learning how to deal with stuff. So don't expect as much art content as there was before, when I was posting once or twice a week for like 3 or 4 weeks in a row of speed paints, art content, stuff like that. Don't expect that, because right now I'm focusing more on, myself. I'm looking into counseling, peer groups, online stuff, while I'm in the waiting period to get a counselor, because goodness gracious, there are so few counselors out there that you can just get immediately into. Like, I don't think there is one right now, because mental health is honestly such a crisis, and everyone is seeming to need a therapist at this point in time. But if you are thinking about it, don't give up. Please go look for a counselor if you need to. Have that hard conversation, and have a great day. Thank you for listening to my rant if you made it all this way. Yeah, thanks. Goodbye.